The vibe of a Resis'Dance night is usually like a really amazing party and ideally a very safe space, and that's what we're always trying to create, a space where people that don't normally feel safe in a party scene and are usually marginalised can actually feel completely safe and let their hair down.
It started off as just, let's have a party, do you know what I mean? And obviously noticing the gap in the music, the nightlife in London, there's not really as many female women doing the thing, so yeah.
One of our other aims is to promote female DJs as well, because you go out and there's women are there, they're doing the warm-ups, they're doing the warm-downs, that kind of thing, and we just want to have a space where women are on that headliner, and sort of building up that confidence for DJs as well, and to go out there and do the thing and get paid, and within the collective, there's a couple of members that started off just doing sort of DJing at house parties, but now they're going out there and getting paid, and so that's really good.
For me, it's about empowerment and creativity. I was wanting to express myself and learn a new skill, and had always felt like music would be something I wanted to express a bit more, but never really felt that confident to kind of ask the questions that I had about the tech side of DJing. I've got a real big music collection, but didn't really have the confidence to ask or know where to go to ask about it. So when I found out about this group of women putting on nights and supporting each other to learn to get better at DJing, that was something that I was really into.
So I think, there is a gender bias within the music industry. I think it reflects wider society in terms of women not being in those kind of higher roles, management. I think on a personal level, doing things within the music industry can kind of get talked down to, you don't really know what you're doing, even though you've got the experience. And I feel I've got quite a lot of friends that are sound engineers, things like that, and once they've kind of got recognised, then they're getting paid the same. But I feel their journey to that has been a lot harder to get that recognition. So it's a bit more of a struggle to get there, to get that kind of equal pay within the kind of music industry.
Women are more likely to be sexually exploited in the music scene, used for their bodies to sell albums, etc, etc. And that's just a massive fact. When I was growing up, Spice Girls for me were full-bodied women, normal lasses, whereas now you look at Little Mix, do you know what I mean? They look like lollipops. They're size 4 too. I am glad that I am this age, because I would not want my child to be looking up to a size 2 model. I just don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's right, and I think in music it is rife. Sexism, this is a known thing.
I think that the music industry has changed for women, especially, and also for people of colour. We see more representation in club scenes, in festivals, in party spaces, out of a demand for those things, for people to be represented, for people to be visible. I think that clubs, festivals, and any kind of people in the music industry have seen kind of a desire for more people to be represented in that way.
I feel like Miss Dynamite was one of the first female MCs that made it big, and now you've got Nadia Rose, more women in grime doing their thing. And I think with DJs as well, I know a few female DJs that are being given a platform. It's slowly changing. I do feel in London there is a move towards bigging up queer, women, non-binary collectives. I feel I can feel it. There's so many nights now. Babes London, Pussy Palace are dropping it, Resis'Dance are dropping it. It's growing, and it's becoming more normal to see a woman drop brilliant beats and mix superbly and be a strong promoter and not give two fucks.
Artists like Cooley G, do you know what I mean? Like playing in such a male-dominated industry, it's hard for women to come up. It's very hard, and like women producers as well. So it's even harder, especially in grime. Little Sims has made big movements. Do you know what I mean? Like in grime music, how many women do you see? Not many at all, and she's making waves all, like around in America as well. Do you know what I mean? Lady Leisha, she's bossing it up. I play a lot of house music, and the house is even madder though. Like house producers, like women house producers, there's not that many. Well, there's a lot about, but not that many like getting the recognition that they should get. To be honest, like I think lately, like a lot of brands have clocked onto it. So like a lot of brands like Smirnoff, for example, they're trying to like do events where it's like women in music events, but only just recently. Like, do you know what I mean? And even though like I see these like events and that, and they're not that diverse though. That's what strikes me. They're not that diverse. If you watch who's going to them, also it's not a lot of black and brown people. So do you know what I mean? So there's still a long way to come, and that's what I'm like. That's what I'm about, like diversifying music as well, because like black and brown faces need to be seen, taken seriously, because we are important.